create something. Well, what? I know. Hello and welcome back to Whip Wonderland. I am Reka and this is Breki, who I made a few years ago. Today we are talking about spooky projects, which I would do if I would have any time in the upcoming months to do them. I collected a bunch of projects for you, both knitting, crochet, cross stitch, embroidery, to have a bit of a selection of what to do when the spooky season is approaching. I am in my witch outfit, which I love, and yeah, let's see what we can make. Before we jump in to all the projects, you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as the same name, Whip Wonderland, and I'm very active on Instagram. I will probably post about this there as well. So yeah, tag along, follow me there, follow me here, give it a like if you like spooky season, and let's get started. My little helper, Breki, which means Frogo in Hungarian, I'm Hungarian, he will help me sort through all the things, and I have my computer with me because I need to see the projects opened up when I am explaining them to you, otherwise I will forget everything because it's a long list. So we will go through categories. The first one is crochet. I could not start the crochet section with anyone else than the queen of crochet, the pigeon's nest, Bex. So she has a bunch of crochet patterns which you should check out because she's awesome, and she has one which is oh, I will put up the picture. Oh yeah, I will put up the pictures here. Which is like a pumpkin head of like a creature, a pumpkin head creature, you will see on a picture, and he's called Spindly Jack, and she both has kits and printed pattern and digital pattern. Obviously me being in the EU and her being in the UK, I'm going for the PDF pattern, but you could absolutely order to the EU. She ships to the EU. Yeah, so this is a crochet pattern of an amigurumi creation, and it's like approximately 30 centimeters tall at the end. It's written in a UK terms. Since I do not have the pattern yet, I plan to make him, but I do not have the pattern yet. I really don't know the size of the hook or the yarn, but it seems to me it should be around DK weight yarn, or maybe around, no, I think it's DK weight. So it shouldn't be that hard to crochet. Breki was made with fingering weight yarn, and it was very hard on my hands, so I know that amigurumi can be fiddly. But if you want a smaller project before you jump in to do Spindly Jack, then also at the pigeon's nest you can find the pattern for a crocheted pumpkin, and you can make it in different size, different colors, so you can have it as a decoration around your home. Both the patterns are €5.92, and yeah, it's also available, the pumpkin pattern also available as a PDF, as a digital pattern. Also crochet terms are in UK, and yeah, I will put up some pictures from her website, how it looks. I'm thinking of making a few of them, like smaller ones, and hanging as a bunting, because in our living room where I am currently filming, we have two light fixtures above the TV stand, and it's a very nice wide space. Oh, I love the yeah, so it's a very nice wide space where last Christmas I hang up some Christmas garland, and it was so cozy. I really was thinking to leave it there for the whole year, but my fiance did not like the idea. So now I'm thinking I will go seasonal, and maybe I will do this pumpkin garland, or I have another garland pattern for you for a little bit later. That's another contestant. Let's move on to garments. So for many years I wanted to have a proper witch hat. This is the only witch hat which I currently have. It's like a hairband situation, and it's very good because I even went to a dance party in this outfit with a corset, but the corset currently does not fit me, so we do not talk about that. So this is good for dancing because it stays on my head no matter what I do. But and I love Halloween, and every Halloween I love to dress up. We always go to some party where we can have our outfits, and if it's just the two of us, my fiance and I usually go like this, like Morticia or a witch or something like that. One year I had like a spider web dress thingy which I made. So yeah. And the other option is Little Red Riding Hood, which is sort of our family costume. So I'm Little Red Riding Hood, my fiance is the hunter, and our dog Mickey is the wolf. That's our family costume for years now. We even won a contest one year. So back to the witch thing. So since this is the only witch hat I have, I really want like a proper big witch hat. And there are two patterns which I like. And for many years I was planning to make this. I still didn't get there. I don't think I can get there this year, but it's on the list. The first one is the whimsical witch hat, which I originally found in Pinterest, but then I found the pattern on Ravelry. It is made with Aran weight yarn and a 5.5 millimeter hook. So it's a very like easy on a hand knit. It's like big yarn, big hook. It's, you know, not so much on the wrists. There are different sizes available, which is always lovely. You can have adult, child, or baby size. So even for a family costume, it's a good idea. There are wonderful pictures on the pattern page, recommended yarn, everything you might need. It's currently around 9.5 euros, so €9.54. I think it's okay, especially since it has multiple sizes. So you know, you can make witch hat for like a kids party, or if you host a Halloween party, maybe everyone can have a baby size and you can make it this like hair band situation and everyone can wear it without you know, working for months. So that's one option for the witch hat. I really like that it goes like this twirly twisty way. I think like this is a good practical witch style, and I saw many pictures how people styled it. So you can do the classic black gray one, or you can do like a forest witch one with like little mushrooms and a little moss and things like that, or you can make it springy and you can have like butterflies and flowers. It's up to you. So it can be totally seasonal. The next witch hat, I have two, is by Megan Lapp, and it's just called the witch hat. I will have everything linked in a description box, everything individually. So and I will put them, whatever is available on Ravelry, I will put them in a spooky bundle, and I will link that as well, so you can find all the patterns in one spot. So this witch hat is by Megan Lapp. It's also crochet, and it's with the iron weight yarn as well, and it's also with 5.5 millimeter hook. The difference is it's much bigger, and it has a huge how is it called in English? So this thing, the edging, I don't know how you call it in English. So it's huge. It's like going on the side, which is lovely, and I think it would look great with this outfit. It's also a paid pattern, €6.20, and it's using US crochet terms. It's also like always important, which terms are they using. Pay attention to that when you're crocheting. It's sized for sizes between 19-inch circumference to 24-inch circumference, so it has like a lot of options. The pattern is long, but I really love the pictures of the different styles and the different colors. So there is like this mint one, which is super springy, and there is this classic black one, which is very spooky. I think everyone should have a witch hat in their wardrobe. So that's definitely a pattern on my list. Moving on, still in the sort of the witch era, I always wanted to have a cloak, like a hooded cloak, long until the floor. And many years ago, I bought fabric, which was intended to be upholstery fabric, and it was red, and I wanted to make that long cape, but I never got there. And years later, after I bought this, years later, I was like, okay, I need a costume. And I had some of the fabric with me in my apartment. I was already living abroad, and I did like a little Red Riding Hood cape, but it was like this short because I did not have all the fabric. And in the meantime, my mom used up the rest of the fabric. So yeah, I do not have the fabric for the long hooded cape anymore, at least not for sewing. But I found one with crochet. It's called Hooded Cloak / Capelet, and it's by Kelsey Batt, very good, very fitting. And it's using 11.5 millimeter hook, so it's huge. It will be a very fast crochet project. It doesn't say what like size of yarn they should use. It's available in English, but it's like not, you don't purchase it on Ravelry. There's a link to the website, and it's $8.50 currently. It's a one size, and you need a lot of yarn, like 1800 yards of yarn. But it has this like nice edge, which reminds me of wings, and it looks very, very comfy and cozy. And you could do the hood like the hood longer or shorter, so like an elf kind of hood or like a shorter normal hood. Yes, one size fits all. I don't think that's a problem. If you need bigger or smaller, you just adjust the pattern for yourself. I don't think it should be that complicated to change. I also found another hood which is more like to what I originally wanted in a sewing pattern, and it's called the Shell Stitch Hooded Cape by Elena Smith. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that. And it's using worsted weight yarn, so it will be a much longer project, and 6 millimeter hook. It's also using US crochet terms, and it's €4.77. You can find it on Ravelry, or you can buy it on their website. And I really love the shell pattern they are using. It makes it gives it a very nice drape, and it's not too much fabric, but it covers you. It doesn't have like arms as like sleeves. The previous pattern did, and this one does not, so it's like a proper cape. And I like how it's tied together in the front. I can imagine having it in red for like a little Red Riding Hood costume, or I can imagine having it in blue or yellow for like a Beauty and a Beast in a snow moment. I think it's lovely, and it's a long project, like it goes to the floor. It has a lovely trimming, and there are quite a few projects made with this, so I trust that it's a good pattern. Moving on to more fun and smaller projects. The first one, which I found on Instagram, and I could not find it on Ravelry. Like I found a similar one on Ravelry, but it's not exactly the same. And these, like it's two patterns, the bat bag and coin purse. It's two patterns, but they match, and I think they are just lovely. They are made by Rook's Imaginings, and you can buy the patterns on their website. Again, I will link them down below. And I love the construction of this. So the bag can be worn as a crossbody or as a backpack, as you want. You can adjust how you do the straps. And how it's closing is that there is a drawstring, so you close it at the neck of the bat, and you put the head on top like a flap. It's so cute. It's so cute. I really need it in my life. It's just It's just lovely. And so obviously the coin purse is a smaller version, and the coin purse is different in a way that it doesn't open at the top, it opens at the bottom of the bag. So when you have it hanging on your like bag strap, it hangs upside down like bats would when they sleep. It's just adorable. So the coin purse is €4, and the bat crossbody bag pattern is €10. Going back to more like accessory but in garments, I found a spider web wrap, which I'm very tempted to make, but yeah, time is not our friend. I have a lot of things coming in the autumn. We are trying to get married. Paperwork is kicking our butts, but we're trying. And I have a big birthday party where I need to travel to another country, and we have a dance festival coming up, and we have a bunch of running races. So I just cannot start more projects right now. But the spider web wrap by Nadia Fouad, I don't know how to say that. Sorry. I'm very sorry for butchering anyone's name. This is also an Aran weight project, and it's using a 6mm hook. It's on Ravelry, so you have an easier access. It's using US crochet terms, and it's available for free. So you don't even have to spend money if you have yarn in your stash for that. And I told you about the hanging, the bunting, which I want for our seasonal decor. And I found, accidentally actually, a spider web bunting by Janila Mathialagan. It's also on Ravelry, and it's a €4 pattern, and it's using 2.25mm hook, which makes sense given that it's a web, like a spider net, spider web, so it needs to be thin. And it's supposed to be done with like a thread and a fingering weight yarn held together, but you could also just use a fingering weight yarn for this. It's in English, of course, and it says that like the pattern is at €4 on Ravelry, but there is a free version available, which I could not find, so I don't know. It's very lovely. You will see in the picture, but there's like this half nets hanging beside each other, so you could, if you want a longer one, you can just make more half circles. If you need a shorter one, you can just make less. Absolutely lovely. I would imagine to make a teeny tiny spider which hangs on it. I think that would be very fun, or to apply some beads in certain spots, like when the dew sets in and you know everything is just a little bit humid. I think that would look great. Staying with spiders, I found a Halloween web collar, which is intended for kids, but I think you could just, multiply the web parts and you could do it for adults as well. It's available for free on Ravelry, and it's by Emma Escott. It uses DK weight yarn and a 4mm hook. If you want to do it with like a bit of a moral look, then you could hold two fingering weight yarns together, like a black and a white, and make it colorful maybe if you're more like a pastel person or you don't want to be that spooky. I think there are very nice options there. It's using UK terms though, so just pay attention when you're crocheting. Not many crochet projects left, but staying with spiders, as I mentioned, it would look lovely, the web with a spider applied. There are spider patterns for spider earrings on Ravelry. It's called Spider and Web Earrings by Helga B. Mendel. It's a €4.66 pattern, and it's using 1.5mm hooks. I think that's the smallest hook I actually have in my stash. Yeah, and it's using thread weight yarn. I think you could use lace, honestly, or just crochet thread or like embroidery thread. That would be fun. And it also has like the tiny web for the spider, but also has the spider separately, so you don't have to do both of them. But if you just want a web and no spider, then you could make spider web earrings by Annabella Handmade, and it's available in English and Spanish, and it's available for free. It's just like tiny web circles, and you make two, and you just hang them on some like earring thing, and you use them. Wow, the light adjusted, so now I'm much brighter. Yes, and with that, we arrived to the end of the patterns which I found for crochet. But there are some pictures I found on Pinterest. If I find them again, I will put them up. But there is something I want to make for many years. It's a bat bra. So basically a bat covering like your chest. Many years ago, we had, like I got it from my mom. I had this butterfly top, which was like basically a butterfly with an open bag, which was like covering your torso. And this is a similar concept. So it's like a bat, and the bat wings are covering like your bra area. You can tie it here and you can tie it here. I could not find a pattern for that, but I figured that it would not be that difficult to make. And another thing is a moon pillow. I could not find a pattern on Ravelry or on a website. I believe it was on some blog which was linked to Pinterest, but I could not find the original source. So it's basically the moon and like with the textured surface. I think that would be lovely as a home decor for like Halloween times. Let's move on to knitting. So for knitting, I have more garments. And the first one, which is very high on my queue, and I actually planned to make it for like 3 years now, and I have the pattern already. It's the In Light of Luna cowl by the Crazy Sock Lady Designs. It's just a simple cowl, color work, very nice sequences of moon and waves. I think it could be not just like spooky, but also wintry, and you know, cold weather is coming, so who does not need more cowls and shawls? It's using light fingering weight yarn and a 3.5mm hook. It's around 4.3 euros, so €4.30, and there's only one size, but as a cowl I don't think that's an issue. It was inspired by the In Light of Luna book, and it uses around 100 grams of yarn in 2 colors. I think if you have never made color work before, this is an excellent start. I believe color work in a round is easier than a color work flat, so definitely recommend to start with something like that. And it's just easy, it's quick, it's repetitions of the same patterns. I think it's just a lovely design. I really need to make this. I used up the yarn I bought for this in another project, so now I need to find yarn for this, but it's coming, hopefully this winter. Another moon type thing is another color work project, but it's a shawl this time. It's a huge shawl. It's called Wisdom of the Moon Shawl, and it's by Liz Capik. I don't know how she says her name. And it's a free Ravelry download. I already have this pattern, I downloaded it. I'm in love with all like these moon topics. You will see in the later patterns as well. So it's a DK weight project, and it's using 3.75mm needles. Honestly, I would probably just use 4mm because I do not have 3.75, and I don't mind if a shell is bigger. It's better to wrap yourself around like that. It's in English, and it uses 922 meters of yarn. So it has some color work flat. So you need to be like, you need to pay attention to that. It's not very, very tricky. You just need to, you know, learn the technique. You watch 1 or 2 YouTube videos and you are set to go. I learned how to make color work flat this year, and it's just great. Yeah, it's not hard at all. So totally recommend that. I love the original pictures with the purple, but I would probably do like a very dark blue and maybe gray accents. I think that would look lovely. Next one is a pair of socks. I like sock knitting, but I always just knit vanilla socks. But I know some people love the color work in socks as well. So if you want to give a chance to that, there is the Trick or Feed Socks pattern by Lauren Colby. And it's also a free Ravelry download. And she also has the Falleluia socks. So she has more topics, more like Thanksgiving style and like Halloween style. You can choose whatever you want. It's knit on 2.5mm needles, as usually socks are, and it's light fingering weight. And there are just a bunch of motifs, and I think you can mix and match which you use. You could use all of them. You could do just the cuff with the color work. You could do just the feet with the color work. You can do just one motif repeatedly, or like 2 of them, 1 row this, 1 row that. Totally up to you. I think it's lovely, and I might venture into colorwork socks with this one. The next ones are sweaters, and if you follow me for a while, you know that I love colorwork sweaters. And if you know me in person, you probably know that I love witchy stuff, I love the moon stuff, I love astronomy to the moon and back. So when I saw this sweater, I was absolutely in love immediately. It's the Ixchel, I don't know how to say that, Ixchel sweater by Catherine Clark, and she also has a cowl with the same patterns. So if you want to start color work with a smaller project, you could do with the cowl, and then you could do the matching sweater. I love matching sets like hat, shawl, or like a sweater hat sets, things like that, like hats with gloves. I absolutely love them. So you could do that too. So it's the Ixchel sweater by Catherine Clark. Why do I try to pronounce it and I know I cannot? And it's a fingering weight project. I know, fingering weight sweater, I know, but it's so gorgeous. I just cannot. I love it. It's knit on 3.5mm needles, and for the ribbing you need 2.75mm needles. It's €9.54 on Ravelry, but it has a lot of like sizes, so it's pretty inclusive. And it's just an all-over colorwork sweater, even on the sleeves, and I love the pattern of the moon phases on the sleeves. It's just perfection. You can also knit it in sport weight, so there are options in the pattern for different yarn weights. So I think it's just great. You could do sport weight if you don't want to do the fingering one. Yeah, and as I said, there is a matching cowl, also fingering weight, and you will have it even lined. I love when it's double-sided, like double layered, because I get very cold in the winter, and I usually wear my shawls under this high because I get sick with my sinuses very easily, especially if there is wind. So cowl is also always a good idea. The next sweater I absolutely fell in love with is the Astraeus sweater by Megan Reagan. It's €8.59 on Ravelry, and it's a DK weight sweater. It's almost all over color work. It's color work until like under the bust, which I like because, you know, it makes you look a little bit slimmer. So it's DK weight. It's using 4.5mm needles and 3.75mm needles. and it's also quite size inclusive. There are 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 sizes. There are a couple of yarn options. You could do it cropped, you could do it like a short sleeve version, not a full sweater if you do not want. I think it's a lovely start for colorwork sweaters. Yeah, absolutely lovely. I have 3 more garments in knitting for you. The next one is the Arachne sweater by Andy Sutherland. And if you want something a bit more subtle, not that like screaming Halloween or screaming spooky season, then you could do this one because the color work is only in a yoke and it's just a spider web all around. It's very lovely. I believe Engineering Knits did something similar, but she also had a spider. I would probably do this sweater and crochet a spider and just applique on top, or do like an embroidered spider on top with like duplicate stitches or something like that. It's a sport weight yarn and 3.75 millimeter needles. It's going up until 3x size, 3XL size, and it's a $9 pattern. It's available on Patreon. I did not check if you need to sign up or you can just buy it as a one-off. But yeah, I think it's lovely. It's a very subtle way to be spooky, but you know, you can wear it to the office even, or school. Oh, sorry, I lied. It's 3 patterns, not 2. The next one is also with spider. It's an all over cobwebs sweater, and it's called Cobwebs sweater by Megan and Lama or Yama. I don't know how she says. And it's a worsted weight project, and it does have a spider on a sleeve, which I think is just lovely. Do not leave the spiders out. So it's a worsted weight project using 5mm and 4mm needles, which is just very lovely after, you know, maybe you crocheted that spider web bunting and then you want a sweater. It's just easier on the hands. It's a €5.72 pattern, and it's available in English, and the sizes range from 29-inch bust to 68-inch busts, so I think it's quite good. Yes, yeah, 12 sizes, very comfortable. It's all over color work, so even the sleeves are color work, so maybe, you know, give it time when you want to make this. I generally find that colorworks takes me much more time than a normal sweater. Yeah. The last one is very much Wednesday vibes, Addams Family vibes, Enid and Wednesday in the dormitory vibes. It's called The Tracery by Kathleen Sperling, and it's a vest with like these stained glass motifs. I find it very gothic. I find it lovely, absolutely. It's using fingering weight, and it's color work. It's all over color work, and it's using a 3mm needle, so it will take some time to make it, but I think it's worth it. Like if you're going to some fiber festival in the autumn, I think this would be a perfect thing to wear, because you know, when you are wearing a sweater, your arms get hot, you want more movement, so maybe you just wear like a shirt under it, and you can wear the vest, or you can wear the vest by itself, and you get warmth in your torso, but you're still free to check out all the yarn, pet all the sheep, and hug all the people you want to meet. It's going from XS to 2XL sizes, and it's available for $6.50 on a website. Yes, basically that's it. Yes, these are all the things for knitting, but I prepared a few more things. So I prepared for you an embroidery project. The embroidery pattern I would like to make, so I didn't have many embroidery things in my few. I have some mushrooms and I want to embroider, and I got some stick and stitch for that. But I love to read embroidery and cross stitch magazines, and there is this Love Embroidery magazine, and in issue 56 from 2024 there is this beaded spider web pattern, and I just love how simple and elegant it is, but it's still spooky. So you could make it as like a wall hanging, or you could applicate on, I think, like a pillow cover. I think it would be just lovely. Or maybe if you have like a jacket, you could embroider it in a much bigger size in the back of the jacket. I think that would be subtle enough but still spooky. I love how they incorporated the beads. It looks like the dew just set in. I think it's just absolutely lovely. The pattern is called All That Glitters, and yeah, I will put the link to the magazine on Readly and the issue notes in the description box. Let's move on to cross stitch. So if you watched my previous podcast, you know that I fell head over heels to love in cross stitch. So I have a bunch of patterns which I want to make, but the first one is the Monster House by Satsuma Street Design. This was originally a stitch along pattern, and that's how I found it. So when I got into cross stitch, I wanted to take part in a stitch along, but I wanted to make like a bigger project, which is like full coverage or almost full coverage, but not a huge one, because I think that would be too much for me. And I found this Monster House, which is just the perfect amount of Halloweeny spooky stuff for me. I already have a fabric for this, but I do not have the thread and I do not have the time to stitch it this year. So it is by Satsuma Street, and it's available for $16 as a PDF download. If you want, you could also get the printed pattern in the US. The design size is 131 stitches wide and 217 stitches tall pattern, and the finished size is 24 centimeters and 39.5 centimeters. It's originally stitched on 14 count Aida or 28 count even weave, but I will stitch it on 16 count Aida because I just like to work with 16 count more. And they do not recommend white background because there are these mummy and the ghosts, and yeah, so it wouldn't show up. So I got this like grayish greenish fabric for it. I think it will be lovely. The next one on my list is a pattern I got when I attended the Midsummer Stitch cross stitch retreat. It's by Tiny Modernist and it's called the Moonface Bell Pull. It's PDF download. I already got the pattern, and it's like a long design, long and thin design with all the faces of the moon. It's available for €8.95, and it's 65 stitches wide and 289 stitches tall. The finished measurement for 16 count Aida is 4 inches per 19 inches. And I think that's what I will do. I think I will do a 16 count as well. It's using only 4 colors, which I think is lovely. And if you already have a stash of like embroidery, embroidery threads, then you could just, dive your stash and use what you already got. You need a dark fabric for it though, not black because it uses black, the 310 DMC thread. But I think if you have like a dark gray or a very dark blue, I think that's what I would do. I would do very dark blue as a background. I think it would look absolutely lovely. Yes, that's about that. The next pattern on my list is, well, basically anything by Lola Crow. I just absolutely in love with all her patterns, and I'm currently stitching the Extraordinary Burst stitch along. I'm very behind on it. Do not even ask. I'm very behind. I'm hoping to finish it this year, but we will see because I have other gifts to stitch, so I don't know how long it will take me. So the pattern I would want to make for Halloween, if I would have the time, is the Haunted Library, and it's available as a PDF digital download on Laura Crow's website for €13.95. It's just lovely how it's all the books there, and the books are even flying. There are the ghosts who are still trying to conquer their to be read lists. I think it's just absolutely lovely. I am trying to find you how big it is. Yes, so it was originally a stitch along as well, and the size is it's 174 wide and 161 tall in stitches, and the size in 16 count Ada is 27.6 centimeter to 25.9 centimeter. It's using 27 DMC colors, so not crazy, but it's a good range of color to use, so you can get all the details. It has quite a lot of backstitch, but I think it's fine. I think it's a great way to dive into it, to do like a bit bigger piece, but not like a full coverage. I think it's just a lovely one to do. But honestly, she has smaller designs which are also spooky, and she just recently released the Murder at the Pumpkin Patch, where there are ghost chickens. It's so cute. Yes. So basically, if you want spooky projects, Lola Crow is your person to go to. And my last cross stitch plan, or like the pattern which I would like to make if I have time, is from the Just Cross Stitch magazine from the 2025, so the current year's Halloween special edition. And the pattern is called Tonight I Fly, and it's just a witch's broom which is flying, and it's a bookmark which you can put wherever you finished your reading. I think it's a lovely small project, and there is a chance that I have time for that teeny tiny cross stitch project until Halloween. That's about cross stitch, and I want to talk a little bit about sewing. So for sewing, I did not find actual patterns which I would like to make, but since we like to dress up for Halloween, I would really love to attempt to make that hooded cape I talked about previously. So yeah, I'm dreaming of a big, deep red hooded cloak which I can just wrap around me, and I just go in the snow and just, be mysterious about it. So that's a thing which I would love to make, but I don't know when it will happen. And if it happens, I will probably just go to Pinterest or probably go on YouTube to find some guidance on how to make the pattern. I already made once a small hooded cape, which was like ending here, but I'm not very happy about it. Like, it's wearable, and I did wear it for costumes, but it's very heavy fabric and it's not like draping as I wanted it to be, and I had some issues with the hood, so I would like to learn how to make the hood. Another thing you could make if you sew is corsets. It could be just a small underbust corset or like a full-on corset game. There are plenty of books to use about corset making, and there are YouTube videos, so you could attempt to make that. There you have it. These are all the projects, all the patterns which I would make if I would have time until Halloween, until the autumn comes. So Mr. Brecky and I will go and try to find some time to stitch something, and you go and create something. See you next time. Bye!